Hi everybody, in this video we're going to be talking about how to construct a perpendicular bisector. What does it look like when we do that? Okay, so here I have my tools. I have a safety compass and a regular compass that you might be more familiar with, and a couple of pens for us to see different colors and different things happening. So I'm going to start with our safety compass. And we're going to start with the construction of a perpendicular bisector from a line segment. So starting with a line segment here, I'm going to label them A and B. Now, what would we do with a safety compass is when I'm drawing my arcs, I'm going to use this circle here to go over one of my endpoints and hold this down. Notice how the rest of the compass can rotate now. Next step is finding a hole, either on this top line or this bottom line, that is further than the midpoint of my line segment. So we can guess here, and let me just put it around here. And we're going to go ahead and draw some arcs, or a semicircle, like that. Now the key for here is remembering which hole that you drew this arc through, because when we flip to the other endpoint, you need to use the same hole. We need to have the same distance for this to work. Okay. So now that I've drawn my semicircles, notice that they do intersect at both this top area and this bottom area. Now that we have those intersection points, if I were to connect them, I can say that this is perpendicular to my original line segment AB, and this segment here is congruent to this segment here. So if I were to label this and say this is some point C, since it's a perpendicular bisector, we do have the 90-degree angle, and that AC is congruent to BC. Okay, so remembering that little fact there, that this length is going to be the same as this length here. Okay, we're going to look at another type of way to do a perpendicular bisector by also using the other compass that we have. So now I'm going to use this compass. Now, there's another way that you could be asked, and you might find is that if we do start with a line again, and let's say we aren't going to label any points, or we're not going to label endpoints quite yet. What we are going to do is use some point on the line, and I'm going to label down A. So this is just perpendicular bisector starting with a single point on a line. What we're going to do is grab my compass and center it at A. Okay? From A, you're going to make sure that we keep a certain distance and just draw some arcs through the line that we have created. Now it's important that we kept the same distance going this way and going this way. All right, I know it's a little light to see on video, so here are the darkened marks there. So now we know that this point and this point, if we were to compare it to the point A, These two pieces are already equivalent, because if you think about creating that whole circle, this distance here is the radius, and it won't change as we go around the whole circle. So let's go ahead and label these B and C now. And now, in order to make my perpendicular line through the point A, since we want the perpendicular bisector, we're going to go ahead and we can use the same, or actually let's use slightly larger, as long as it's more than the middle. We're going to start here on one endpoint and draw some arcs above A. Using the same distance, don't lose that distance. Center it now on B and draw your other mark above A. Okay. So we have markings here. And where they intersected is a place where I can connect back to A and be confident that this is perpendicular. So those are the steps to make our perpendicular bisector from a point on a line, and also previously from a line segment. Okay, if you need any help, make sure you do go back and review this video.